50 facts that you never knew you wanted, from a beer being banned for not causing hangovers to how mice defeated Nazis in World War II. So make sure to grab a corner. Let's get locked in. Number 1. A beer that didn't cause hangovers was banned by Swaziland. Made from the marula fruit, it was ultimately banned because it's illegally led to a rapid increase in traffic accidents, violent brawls, and workplace absenteeism. Number 2. FedEx's CEO once gambled the company's last $5,000 to save it from bankruptcy in the 1970s. The company didn't have enough to pay its bills, so FedEx's CEO played blackjack with the company's remaining funds. He turned the $5,000 into $27,000, enabling the company's survival. Number 3. Planets are round because the gravitational force of a planet's mass pulls all materials towards the center, which smooths out the surface. Number 4. High heels were first designed for men who wore them for social status. Society's more powerful women latched on to the trend. Women wore thinner heels than males to make their bodies look more feminine. This look changed a woman's silhouette, which many men found alluring, so heels became associated with a woman's sexuality. Men soon abandoned heels in favor of flatter footwear. Number 5. During the Iraq War, locals accused the British Army of releasing man-eating bears. The British Army rejected the claim. In reality, the animals in question were local honey badgers, which are among the most fearless and aggressive animals in the world. Number 6. The tea bag was invented by accident by American tea importer Thomas Sullivan. Sullivan shipped samples of tea leaves in nice silk pouches as a way to improve their presentation. Customers mistakenly put the bag directly in the cup to make tea, and demand skyrocketed. Number 7. Adolf Hitler was obsessed with the wife of his right-hand man, Joseph Goebbels. He was said to be devastated when Goebbels proposed to Magda. He made her the unofficial First Lady of the Third Reich, forming something of a non-sexual threesome with the married couple. American tennis star Andre Agassi gained an incredible advantage over fellow legend and rival Boris Becker, because he was able to determine where Becker would serve based on the position of his tongue during each serving motion. After Becker won the first 3 of their encounters, Agassi ended with a 10-0 record against the German. Number 9. The convention that 1 dog year is equal to 7 human years is inaccurate. The ratio of dog years to human years depends on the size of the dog and the stage of their life. For smaller dogs, the first and second years are roughly equivalent to 15 human years and 9 human years respectively. After that, each dog year is comparable to 4 human years for small breeds. A 16-year-old small dog is the equivalent of around 80 human years. Number 10. The boiling point of water drops by 1 degree for every 300 meters above sea level. Water boils when the pressure of the steam exceeds the pressure of the air above it, and air pressure drops with altitude. Number 11. Mice played a significant role in shifting the balance of power in World War II. During the Battle of Stalingrad, a number of Nazi tanks were left idle, concealed by straw blankets, until they were required for battle. When the Nazi army tried to start them, they discovered that field mice, which had lived in the straw, had chewed through the electrical wiring. Only 30 of the 100 tanks that were required were battle-ready. Number 12. Twins can share different fathers. It is called heteroparental superfecundation and occurs when a woman's eggs are fertilized by different men. Number 13. Black is not a color. It is the absence of light. Number 14. Google's original name was BackRub because of the way the program analyzed the web's backlinks. Number 15. The gauge, or width, between the 2 rails of the U.S. railroad system is 4 feet, 8.5 inches. That measure derives from the width of Roman chariots, which itself was derived from the approximate width of 2 horses' behinds. In that sense, much of the global economy relies on a system based on 2 horses' asses. Number 16. Babies are born with about 30,000 taste buds. That's about 3 times more than the average adult, and their taste buds are all around their mouths, not just on their tongues. Number 17. The world's oldest tortoise is 190 years old. The Seychelles giant tortoise named Jonathan lives on the South Atlantic island of St. Helena. He's lived through 2 world wars and even the invention of the world's first light bulb. Number 18. You can light a fire inside an igloo to warm up. The fire needs to be in the center of the igloo and lit away from the walls, and a hole in the roof is required to let the smoke escape. Number 19. The Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt is believed to have lost its nose either from Napoleon's troops shooting the nose off with a cannon, or that a Sufi Muslim named Muhammad Sa'im al-Dar mutilated the statue in the 14th century to protest idolatry. Number 20. Dogs can see in the dark. Their large pupils allow them to take in more light, while they also have additional light-sensitive rods in their eyes, which help them to distinguish between light and shadow. Number 21. The main rotor-retaining nut on a helicopter is often called the Jesus nut. It's responsible for securing the helicopter's main rotor to the mast. Should it fail, the helicopter would become uncontrollable, and your next step would be to pray to Jesus for your life. Number 22. More than 4 in 5 women in the United States own at least one sex toy. In Australia, 1 in 5 women own more than sex toys. Having fun? Make sure to like this video, and hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss more like it. Number 23. Mansa Musa, a 14th century West African ruler, is said to have been the wealthiest person to have ever lived. His level of wealth was incalculable and far exceeded the wealth of today's Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Mansa Musa owned gold mines that to this day account for a significant percentage of the world's gold supply. Number 24. The world's deepest mailbox is located 10 meters underwater. It's located in the Japanese town of Susami, and was placed there in an effort to promote tourism. More than 40,000 letters have been deposited in the box and then delivered. Number 25. The largest organ in the human body is skin, which can account for 16% of a person's body weight. Number 26. Stretched out, the arteries, veins, and capillaries of a single human are about 60,000 miles long and would stretch around the world 2.5 times. Number 27. The world's longest single-word palindrome, a word that reads the same backwards as it does forward, is Saipuakivikapius. It's a Finnish word for dealer in caustic soda, according to the Guinness World Records. Number 28. The country with the most pyramids is Sudan, not Egypt. Sudan is thought to have between 200 and 255 pyramids, compared to approximately 118 in Egypt. Number 29. It's well known that there are Asian elephants and African elephants, but there are also 2 distinct species of African elephants, being the African savanna elephant and the African forest elephant. The African savanna elephant is the larger of the 2. Number 30. In ancient Rome, January and February days weren't counted as part of the year because no crops were yielded during those winter months. Number 31. The collective noun for rattlesnakes is a Roomba of rattlesnakes. Number 32. Dolphins rest in what is known as a unihemispheric sleep. Essentially, they only rest half of their brain at one time, which gives them a high level of protection against predators, whilst also allowing it to rise to the surface for air without drowning. Number 33. Every time zone on Earth is measured from a line running through Greenwich, London. On a map or globe, a meridian is a line that stretches from the north to south, measuring longitude. The prime meridian, which runs through Greenwich, is longitude 0 degrees, marks a reference point for the time of all locations from the east to west. Prior to this becoming the standard, almost every town around the world kept its own local time. As broader trade became more common, a standard time needed to be set. Number 34. Fahrenheit is the older of the 2 main temperature measures. Celsius was formalized around 20 years after Fahrenheit and is used in most places around the world, with the main exception being the United States. Number 35. Great Britain and its American colonies founded the Julian calendar until 1752, after which they adopted the Gregorian calendar. Before this adoption, they celebrated New Year's Day on March 25th. Number 36. Painting your roof white can help to reduce climate change in 2 ways. Number 1. The white paint reflects some of the sun's radiation waves back into space, so Earth retains less energy. Number 2. Because the white paint absorbs less heat, it keeps the house cooler, which requires less air conditioning. Number 37. The best-selling video game of all time is Minecraft, which was released by Mojang in 2009. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Tetris EA are the second and third bestsellers. Number 38. Tic Tacs are marketed as having 0 grams of sugar per serving, but are not sugar-free. FDA labeling requirements permit products to be expressed as containing 0 sugar if the serving contains less than 0.5 grams. A single Tic Tac serving is 0.49 grams, so can bypass the requirement to acknowledge sugar content. Number 39. The Komodo dragon is the world's largest living lizard, and is weighed up to 166 kilograms and measured 3.13 meters. Number 40. The sun rises exactly east and sets exactly west, just twice a year, at the spring and fall equinoxes. On all other days, it rises either north or south of east and sets either north or south of west. Number 41. It has been long rumored that Duff Beer, the official beer of The Simpsons, was named after Guns N' Roses bassist Duff McKagan. That is false. The beer was named by the show's former producer, Jake Hogan, who also wrote on the sitcom Frasier. Number 42. Marathons have officially measured 26 miles, 385 yards since 1921. The first time a marathon was that length was during the 1908 London Olympics, when the race was between Windsor Castle and White City Stadium, which measured 26 miles. But the royal family wanted the race to finish directly in front of their viewing box, which added on the 385 yards. Number 43. 60% of the world's top 10 million websites use English, according to Visual Capitalist. That compares to 16% of the world's population that speaks the language. Number 44. The hottest recorded temperature on Earth was 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius in California in 1913. According to the Guinness World Records, Greenland Ranch, Death Valley, California hit 134 degrees Fahrenheit on 10 July 1913. Number 45. In Vietnam, you can order a live snake to eat. The waiter brings it to your table, smacks it against the ground to kill it, and drains its blood into a glass for you to drink. The part considered to be the most virulent is the heart and blood, which you are supposed to swallow whole like a shot. Number 46. In the decimal number system, every digit to the left of the decimal point shows a particular power of the base 10. For example, the number 9,837 can be expressed as 9 times 10 to the power of 3, plus 8 times 10 to the power of 2, plus 3 times 10 to the power of 1, plus 7 times 10 to the power of 0. Number 1. Eagles make their nests in layers. The bottom layer can be made of thorns and stones with a soft padding on top. As the eagle's chicks grow, the mother stirs up the nest and exposes the thorns and rocks to the surface. The discomfort encourages the chicks to leave the nest and fly. Number 48. Seahorses and sea dragons are the only species where the male gets pregnant and gives birth. The female transfers her eggs to the male's abdominal pouch. Number 49. Remember the show Brothers and Sisters? Paul Balthazar Getty, who played Tommy Walker in the series, is a descendant of Jean Paul Getty, who was once one of the richest people in the world. Paul's father was Jean Paul Getty III, who was once kidnapped and held for $17 million ransom. The movie All the Money in the World, starring Mark Wahlberg, was based on this story. Paul also starred as Ralph in Lord of the Flies, 1990. Number 50. March was originally the first month of the year. January soon took its place, which is fitting because January was named after Janus, the Roman god of all beginnings. Janus is depicted as having two heads, with one facing the past and the other facing the future. For more facts like these, remember to hit subscribe now. See you next time. Peace.